Mr. Speaker.
I call Jan Logie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I'm pleased to rise and take a call on this, the first reading of the Electronic Data Safety Bill, presented to the House by Labour MP Claire Curran. The Greens are supporting this bill, which is a response to continued very serious privacy breaches within MSD and other government departments. Breaches we've seen over the last few years in ACC, Novapay, Work and Income, EQC, Ministry of the Environment, Ministry of Education, Immigration. The breaches go on. And we've had breaches from within government departments and breaches from the very leadership of those ministers, of those departments of MSD and of Justice. Two critical ministerial positions when it comes to considering privacy. So really this bill, we believe, speaks to the issue of trust and the ability of New Zealanders to trust that this government will solve those problems of privacy when the leadership they have shown has run so counter to the principles of privacy. It is clear this is a deeply serious issue that needs a serious solution. It is concerning to hear ministers of the government say that there's no need for this bill because everything has been sorted, and they speak as if this is such a thing of the distant past, when the last major breach of in fact 600 ACC clients' data occurred just this year in January. This is not an issue of the distant past. And the Green Party takes privacy seriously. One of our members, Gareth Hughes, has a members' bill on internet rights and freedoms that would ensure the right to privacy online, a right that currently isn't legally protected within New Zealand law. But I would like to speak this evening briefly a little more on the special need for a commission of inquiry into MSD privacy breaches, and most importantly the need for an independent inquiry with official status to look at systemic issues within MSD. Because at the end of last year, the Office of the Auditor General released a report on complaints within MSD. And within this report, they found that there is significant room for improvement in the processing and recording of complaints, and expressed concern about the lack of ministry-wide analysis of complaints to identify systemic problems, which goes to the very heart of this bill, because if we can't trust the ministry to identify complaints in relation to privacy and put a systemic response in place, then we need an independent inquiry. And this is clearly telling us we cannot have that trust because those systems are not in place. We've been hearing this concern from advocates and lawyers for quite a while on a much wider level, and again it speaks to our ability to trust. And recently, Francis Joychild, QC, also raised the issues of the lack of power and legal support for beneficiaries experiencing problems in the system. And she's written a very, very powerful article on this and the need for us to actually start turning around what has become a drastic imbalance of power. And again, it speaks to our ability to trust and the need and importance for this bill. We've seen examples of legal rulings happening in courts where, against the Ministry of Social Development, where they haven't even, after a ruling against them, put systems in place to ensure a policy change. We cannot have any trust in this ministry at the moment when they refuse to put the systems in place to turn around even court rulings against them. We need privacy reporting to be public. We need an inquiry. And we have just recently, we've heard of
electronic
cases,
data.
It is
what
absolutely
we're debating.
about electronic data in relation to MSD and privacy, which is what this bill is about. And we've had somebody contact us where they've been to a privacy commissioner that had a ruling in their favour, but that was a confidential ruling, and they've had evidence that no systems change or policy change has been put in place as a result of that ruling. We have no systemic ability to respond to breaches at the moment, and because of that lack of our ability to trust in the system, we need this independent inquiry. and the Greens fully support this bill because it answers the public's lack of trust.